Okay, friends. So I started recording. We are going to spend day 2 with Mrs. Daly learning about water during Water Week. Just a few reminders. We're going to keep the chat to questions. We're not going to have a whole bunch of chatter going on in the chats because then we can't get our questions answered. Okay, friends. If you have any questions in the chat, they go, and then I will read them to Mrs. Daly. All right, friends. All right, let's get started.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Those of you who are back, good morning. I see some wonderful faces ready to go. Looking good. Hi, everybody waving. Who's got their water ready to go? Anybody taking a drink? Oh, and if anybody is new, welcome. And thank you for joining us. I'm happy that you're all here with us. Let me share my screen and we can get started talking about water. Slideshow. Let me know if you can see my presentation here. It's Water Week, day 2.
We got it. We can see it.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. So how are we feeling today? Let's take a moment. Take a deep breath. How are you feeling this morning? Do you have any emojis or words to express how you're feeling at the moment? It's okay if you have a couple different emotions too. Oh boy.
Don't be worried. There's nothing to be worried about.
I wonder.
Fun today.
Maybe worried about keeping an eye on the puppies he has there. Huh? I see your smile. Okay. Whoa. What's in there? Is that a beaver that's in there in those smiles too? I love it. Well, I am feeling happy. I'm feeling excited. I am ready to go. I hope you are too. Oh, there we go. Joke of the day. Let's start off with a joke today. What happens when you get water on a table? What do you think happens? What happens when you get water on a table? Remember, it's a joke. That's a good one. It does get wet. It does. Any other ideas? What do you think it turns into? When you get water onto a table, it turns into a pool table. Huh? Get it?
I wouldn't have gotten that. That's so funny.
I wouldn't have either. Hurry, har, har. Love it.
We have lots of friends saying it gets wet, which is what I thought. And then Spencer said, then we have to clean it up.
That's a good point. Those are all great answers. But since it's a joke, it's just silly, a silly response. It becomes a pool table because water is in a pool. You get it. All right, let's keep going. Let's talk about what we learned a little bit yesterday. If you were with us, what is something that we remember from yesterday? Can anybody give us some words that you might remember that we talked about? The water cycle. Thank you, Spencer. Yeah. The water cycle. Anybody remember any other words? We've had some other words like evaporation, some big words. Condensation. Who remembers the really big word that refers to stuff that falls from the sky? Water, snow, hail. Anybody remember that big word? Starts with a P. Do you remember the word precipitation? Neat, good job. Awesome work. Yeah, we've learned a lot of different words. We played a little Kahoot yesterday to review some of those terms as well. Excellent job. So today, the things that we're going to need. Oh boy, we've got quite a list. Yesterday, we filled a cup with some water and we were told to leave it out in the sun all day long. if that's possible. If it starts to rain or anything, bring it inside or make sure that it's covered. But we are going to take a look at that cup today. Happy birthday to your mom, Matthew. Oh no, Laura, then you can take a look at mine, or you can start a new one today and look at it for a couple of days after today. So you can always start fresh from today.
I guess that's always a possibility when we leave stuff outside, right?
Oh,
Laura?
yeah.
All the wildlife, it was probably just curious. Maybe something was thirsty and thought you left the water out for them.
I was curious what was going to happen if anything would happen to mine, because I live in the woods. So luckily nothing happened. So far, so good. We also need the drawing of the water cycle that we made yesterday. If you don't have it, no problem. We have an example that you can use if you have yours. Perfect. We also need a gallon Ziploc bag. The big dog. The big gallon Ziploc bag. Some markers, water, of course. Some blue food coloring. And then we're also going to need an ice tray. If you have an ice tray, I don't know if that's old school anymore and people don't have that. I don't even know. But an ice tray, some water, food coloring again, toothpicks, and plastic wrap. So I said all that. It's listed up here on the screen. I'm going to let you have a minute here just to grab those items if you have them. If you don't have everything, that's okay. You can still follow along with what the rest of us are doing. You can take a look at what I'm making. And since this has been being recorded, you can always go back, check out the recording, and do this if you are able to gather all of the materials. So it's okay if you don't have it now.
That's a great idea, Declan. And don't forget, you can always watch and then come back and do it with a friend that didn't get a chance to participate today. That would be cool. Then you could be the expert.
It's a great idea. Wonderful. All right, so I am going to keep on moving here. And the first thing we're going to do is check our water level from our cup yesterday. So I'm going to go grab mine. It's just sitting back here. I had to bring it in for right now, but I'm going to try to hold this level. And if you're able to see, my water line is at a different spot. So it did go down. What I'm going to do is grab my marker, if I can find it, and I'm going to make a new mark. Of course, I can't find my marker when I need it. But what I would do is grab a marker and put a new line right here so that we can see that there's not as much water as there was yesterday. Does anybody remember why that happened? Where did that water go? Mine didn't get knocked over.
Where did the water go, campers?
Anybody remember what happened to the water? The sun heated it up and it started to become water vapor. Anybody remember that? There we go. Thanks, Elijah. Evaporation. Yeah, this water is starting to evaporate. That's part of our water cycle, right? So we're not doing anything to it. It's just sitting there. The sun is heating it up and changing it from a liquid into a gas and becoming water vapor. And then where's it going? Once it becomes water vapor, where does it head off to then? Into the sky. Absolutely. It's traveling up into the sky. We can't really see it, but it's up there. It's all around us. And then as it starts to cool off, we call that condensation, and it becomes the clouds. Once it's in the clouds and it gets together with a whole bunch of friends up there, they're hanging out, hooking arms, then there's too much of them. And those clouds start to get a little darker and bigger. And all of a sudden, what happens? There's too many water droplets up in the clouds, so they all come down. And that is precipitation, right? So when that precipitation comes down in any different form, it comes down and starts through that whole water cycle again. Keeps going and going and going. So we are able to see with our cup of water each day, we're able to see that evaporation kind of happening. We're able to make a mark and see those different levels of the water. All right, so next up, I have for us a story to listen to about the water cycle. So I'm going to share that. Let me see if that worked. Can you see? No. Let me share my screen and the sound. I learned that one yesterday.
I know Zoom is kind of silly. We don't know.
It's different from what I'm used to. But I think I got it now, right? Can you see?
We can see.
All right. Hopefully you'll be able to hear this as well. Let me know in chat if you can or cannot hear it.
An
You can hear
Adventure
it.
with the Water Cycle
Excellent.
by Emily Kate Moon. This is water. Hi, I'm Drop. Drop lives here on planet Earth. She has been here about 4,500,000,000 years. I'm 4.5 billion. Drop has seen a thing or two. Oh, hello there. She has lounged in every lake, luxury, and soaked in every sea. So much sea to see. Drop spends most of her time in the ocean. She rides wild waves, woohoo, and drifts on gentle currents, sweet. She sunbathes on the surface of the sea. Ah, this is sea life. The sun fills Drop with energy. She gets all warm and wiggly, then she pops off the surface of the water and floats into the air. All bouncy pouncy. Poof! Here I go! Invisible, Drop bounces around the air for days. Abracadabra! When she gets colder and less bouncy,
It looks like the video stopped.
clouds are cool. A crowded cloud can become quite an event. Drop and her friends bounce around so much that they can create sparks. Their clouds turn electric. Eek! Zzzt! Downright shocking. It can get loud and dark, but Drop hangs in there. We've got this. She knows it will all be worth it. Because that's when Drop gets to be rain. Whee! Drop has been every kind of rain there is. Sprinkling, sprinklicious, drizzling, drippity drip, pouring, splishity splash. She has been hail and snow too. Drop loves the adventure of it. Ice ball, snow day. She never knows where she'll fall. If she makes it to a mountain, she may slip into a stream. Tickly trickle, dive off a cliff. Super drop, roll down a river. Yes! And land in a lake. Hi, new home. If she freezes into snow or ice, she may be stuck somewhere for thousands of years. Brrr. Drop has been glaciers. Are we there yet? And iceberg. Guess I gotta be cool with this for a long, long time. If she falls in a forest, she may trickle down a tree and soak into the soil. Hi, tree. She could sink down to the bedrock and rest with the groundwater. Zzz. Or she could get pulled in by roots. Getting back to my roots. sucked up through stems, up, 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 and pushed out through a leaf. What a ride! Everywhere she flows, Drop keeps things moving. She even moves through plants and animals. So busy. Drop travels from flower nectar to bees and butterflies. Look at those wings. She fills fruit with juice for birds and bears, and you know who else. You. Every time you eat or drink, Drop also gets to flow into you. And that's when a whole new adventure begins. Yay! Woo-hoo! The end.
All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that story. It gave you a little bit of a better idea of the water cycle and seeing where these water droplets are going, traveling. Let's keep on moving. And on
Hey,
to
friends, just a quick reminder, we are not sharing links in the chat because we don't know what they could be, and we're going to keep the chats to questions. Okay, everybody? Thanks for your help.
Thank you. All right, our next activity is we are going to need our Ziploc bag, our markers, some water, and if you would like some food coloring. So let me grab and show you. I have my Ziploc bag right here. I have a bunch of markers. I have some different colors like blue, black, gray, yellow, orange. Some of those colors would be useful. I also have the drawing that we did together yesterday. I'm going to put that up here. If you have that, if not, that's okay. I'm going to put a picture up on the screen that you can use. I also have some water and my food coloring. Okay. So what we're going to do is make this picture here on the right. We're going to take that picture that we made yesterday, basically, and transfer it over onto our Ziploc bag. So that's the first step. Just take the Ziploc bag by itself. Don't put anything in it, but just start to draw on it. Okay, we're just going to draw the water cycle onto our Ziploc bag. So I'm going to let you guys take a couple of minutes to work on that while I work on mine as well. Let's see if I can give you a good visual. I know yesterday I was drawing too light. So today, let's see if I can draw a little better here. Might be a little too hard to see. So you want to make sure you have your sun. Your cloud. You want to make sure you also have a body of water. So you can use other marker colors as well. I'm going to make one of my clouds. Remember how we made one of our clouds yesterday, a little bit of a darker cloud? Because when we talked about condensation, how once those water vapor droplets start to cool off, that's condensation. And they become the clouds. And once there are so many of them together, it starts to get darker darker and darker and darker and heavier and heavier and heavier. Right? Because there's a lot of water in there. Sort of like when you have a bucket and you start putting some water inside the bucket and you keep going and going and going. And it starts to get heavy, right? And then maybe when it gets too heavy, it starts to rain. Or if it's cold enough, it starts to snow. Or we may have hail, other types of precipitation. You can label these parts as well. So let's go ahead and label our precipitation. We're going to draw up here the word condensation.
I see a lot of campers working hard.
Oh, I can't wait to see if anybody wants to share on their camera or a picture in chat of what they're making. I would love to see. So down here, we're going to do evaporation.
Tristan and Grayson looking good. Who else wants to show theirs? I was going to say, there's no way William and Isaac don't want to show theirs. They always show us their awesome work.
They must be working hard still. Good work, gang. Or maybe some of you are just watching right now,
Good job, Nathaniel.
figuring out what to do. Thank you. And maybe you'll do this another day and share with more friends and family on your own. All right. How's it going? So it looks very similar to the picture we drew yesterday, right? And
We
once you-
didn't get to the ice tray yet, friends, so just be
Oh,
patient,
sorry, I
okay?
didn't see that.
No worries. I know, I don't know what's going on with the air quality, William. I thought it was getting better and now it's not, but that's okay. You can always do it another day.
All right, so once you do have everything that you would like shown on your Ziploc bag, what you would do then, very carefully, probably with some help, is open up the bag and fill it up with water to this point where you drew your water line. You're going to carefully open this up, maybe over the sink or outside. Pour some water inside, and if you'd like, you're going to put a little bit of blue food coloring in it. And what you'll have is this. And so you'll be able to show what I like to do sometimes is sort of move it around a little bit. And then pull it up, and you can almost see like precipitation coming down. And then you can show the water cycle, how it works. Be very careful with this. Make sure that you close it up nice and tight. Get somebody to help. Anybody want to share if they made theirs yet? Might take a little more time to get that water in there. Put some food coloring in. Might take a little time. That's okay if you're not ready to share yet.
Tristan and Grayson are working hard. Nila's doing a great job on
Of course.
something. Sydney J, good job. Yes, Kate,
Oh,
love it.
I love it, Sydney. Thank you for sharing.
Ooh, Elise. Yes, good job, campers.
Oh, good work. Oh, now I see. Now I'm able to see through. If I take a moment to pause what I'm doing, I can look and see these cameras and everybody working hard too. Tristan and Grayson working. Oh, this is wonderful. Oh my gosh, Elise. You guys are doing fabulous. Thank you for helping. Kane, I see you working. Nice job. Oh yeah, I see some people have the tongue out when they start drawing. I get like that too. You're concentrating, working hard. Great job, everybody. All right, fantastic. I think some of us could be ready to keep on moving here to the next item.
Are we ready for the next item, everybody?
If you're still working, that's okay. Nate's not ready yet. That's all right. So far, if you can only do the drawing, some drawings make a sun, the clouds, and a little water level on the bottom. That's a perfect start for right now. Just the drawing. And then maybe later on, when you have a little bit more help, you'll be able to pour some water into the bottom up to that water level mark you made. And possibly add some blue food coloring to get it to that point. It's okay if you're just doing the drawing part for now. This is a lot of stuff. And then your end result should look like this, something similar. So we don't want to fill the whole bag with water, right? Just to that water line that you made, okay? Let me get that behind. There we go.
Ooh, now you can really get the full effect.
And like I said, once it's closed up nice and tight, I do like to move it around a little so that we can see some precipitation dripping down. So fun.
This is a great
Oh, Elise,
experiment.
good job.
I like this activity.
Oh, thank you.
So
I
friends,
enjoyed it
so
too.
far we've done some cool things today, right? We checked our water levels from yesterday and we drew our line. We saw some evaporated. Some friends had them get knocked over, which that's just part of life. Then we did the water cycle. Oh my goodness, friends. We've had a great morning so far and we've only been on here for 30 minutes. What are we going to do
and
now?
we're not even done yet.
Oh,
Not even done today, and we've got some more this week going on.
I'm glad you guys are excited about Water Week. It is a blast, right?
Water's fun. Water is really cool. Oh, Sydney J, I see your water in there. Awesome. Oh, it's moving and grooving. Nice. No, I see yours too. Oh my goodness, good job. Very good work, gang. I'm so proud of you. Nate looking great. Nate looks great. Nice job. I love it. Good work, gang. All right. Well, let's keep on going. Like I said, as long as you have the basics of the picture drawn on there, you can continue with this a little bit later. Oh yeah, looking good. So next up, we are going to talk just a little bit about the different forms that water can take. What we'll do first is watch a short video about the different states of water. And then we will get ready for prepping for an activity. All right, let me see. Share again, share the audio. Let's do that. I think I got it. Ready for states of water? Here we go.
Water is cool. It's fun to swim in it. It's what we drink. And all life on Earth depends on water. Let's take a look at the different forms water can take. When we think of water, we usually think of water in its liquid form. This might be because more than 2/3 of the Earth's surface is covered in water. However, water has 3 states: solid, liquid, and gas, all of which occur naturally on Earth. Here are a list of the key terms we will go over in this video. Most of the time, we find water in its liquid state, the wet and fluid form of water that we are most familiar with. This is because the temperature is usually somewhere between 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 212 degrees Fahrenheit. At 32 degrees Fahrenheit, or 0 degrees Celsius, water becomes ice, a process known as freezing. When the temperature goes back above 32 degrees Fahrenheit, ice becomes liquid again, a process known as melting. Now, we know what happens to water when it gets cold, but what happens when water gets hot? At 212 degrees Fahrenheit, or 100 degrees Celsius, water becomes a gas. In its gas form, water is known as water vapor. This transition from liquid to gas is called evaporation. Just like the ice, water vapor can also transition back into liquid water. When water vapor cools down below 212 degrees Fahrenheit, it becomes liquid again, a process known as condensation. Let's follow the transition of water through the different temperatures one more time to summarize what we learned in this video. When water gets cold enough, it freezes and turns into ice. We can warm the ice back up so that it melts and becomes liquid again. When water gets very hot, it evaporates and turns into water vapor. If we cool the water vapor back down, it condensates and goes back from gas to liquid. These are the states of water. Until then, always be clever.
Hey. How many of you knew all these already? We know about ice, right? Liquid water, most common. Gas, yeah, the water vapor. We already know most of these things. And how cool is it? Just like the water cycle, these things just go around and around, freezing to liquid again, and then gas, and back around, back and forth. So cool. Isn't water amazing? I think it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to prep for an activity that we'll do tomorrow. Okay, what we need is our ice tray for this one. All right, so grab your ice tray, grab your water. If you have a cup of water, or if you're just going to use your sink, whatever works. I have a cup of water. We're also going to use a little bit of food coloring if you can. This would be very helpful. Some plastic wrap and some toothpicks. Oh my gosh, we need a lot of things here. but it'll all be worth it when we get to it tomorrow, I promise. So what we're going to do, of course, is fill up the ice tray with our water. Oh, who could have guessed that? So very carefully, you're going to pour in some water into your ice tray. Fill it up at a good level, as many of these cubes as you can get to. And once you have them filled up to where you like, we're going to use our food coloring. And what we'll do is a couple of different colors. You can do your own little art experiment right here and mix up some different colors. Anybody know what colors red and yellow make together?
Who wants to tell us in the chat? Orange.
Perfect. Red and yellow make orange. How about blue and yellow? What do blue and yellow mixed together make? Yellow and blue make
What's our next color? Green.
green. And finally, red and blue mixed together. What color could that be? It's my favorite color.
Yes.
What is it? You too?
Purple.
Purple. That's right. So just with these 3 bottles, we have 1, 2, 3 colors, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 different colors. So go ahead, take your time and fill in some of your ice cube trays with these different colors.
Friends, are we going to do all of them the same color? Are you going to make a pattern? I can't wait to see how you guys decide to fill your ice trays. With what colors? Are we going to mix colors? I'm so excited.
Sometimes I also like to use maybe a different amount of blue, maybe 1 drop in one ice cube holder and maybe 5 drops in another, so that what's going to happen to that blue color? One of them will be extra dark. One of them will be a lighter blue. We can mix and match all of these different colors. How are we doing?
I see a lot of campers working hard.
So far, so good. Nice work. Let me scroll through and see. Oh, yeah. I see these faces concentrating. What colors are you making? Great job. Oh, yeah. That's a nice one. So tell me, what are we going to do now with this ice cube tray full of water and colored water? What do you think I'll do with it now? What's your wild guess? What could I possibly do with this ice cube tray full of water? I'm putting it in the freezer. Why would I do that? Make sure you maybe are a little careful with that food coloring. It's going to get on your fingers a little bit. So just be careful. And we're going to transform this state of matter, the liquid. Say, oh, there we go. I don't want to spill mine out. I've got a few different colors going on here.
That looks awesome.
It's going into the freezer and changing then from my liquid form into a solid form. So that'll be ready for an activity we do tomorrow. Something that might be helpful is to take your plastic wrap and cover the whole top of it. That was loud. Plastic wrap is loud. Shh. Look it down, plastic wrap, geez.
At least it wasn't tinfoil.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah.
So get some help with your plastic wrap. Because that plastic wrap, it loves to just cling to itself and like get all knotted up and crazy and wild.
Especially when you're trying to like rip it on the little
Oh.
blade.
Always, always. So what I'm doing is taking my plastic wrap, covering my tray as tight as I can, so that I have a nice flat surface across the top, and then I'll grab my toothpicks and very carefully pierce a little hole into each tray, each cube. And what do you think that will do for us? So now I have the toothpick running down through. That plastic wrap helps to hold the toothpick kind of in place there so that it doesn't just fall over. And it's all the way down to the bottom of the tray, so that when we have it tomorrow, we pull it out of the freezer tomorrow and use it for our activity, we can hold on to our toothpicks and use it for whatever crazy, wacky, wild water adventure we want to do tomorrow.
Hey friends, does this kind of remind you, has anybody made homemade popsicles before where you have like the containers and you pour the liquid in there and then you put the stick in the top? That's what this experiment so far is reminding me of. Kind of getting hungry now. I want a popsicle.
Oh,
Water week, popsicles.
I was gonna say, maybe leave a couple of these trays open and put some juice in there. And then you could make a little juice pop as well. Oh, great idea,
That'd be a good snack for later.
right? How are we doing? Everybody good?
Looks like we have a lot of campers working hard. I see a lot of campers got help, which is great. So we don't make a mess or get it on our laptops or our
know.
computers. Great job,
Water can be
campers.
messy. So what we'll do is, you're still working, I'm going to pull up a little end activity just to recap what we've done, some things we've learned. Let me see if it'll pop up. I don't know if mine will pop up on this end, but I might give you the link in chat and see if that works. Did that work? Can everybody click on that link that I just sent and get into a Nearpod? Some of you will be able to, if you are with PA Virtual, you'll be able to sign in with Google. I'm not sure.
Yep, you just need to put in your name, friends, and then it should
Okay.
let you enter. And it says,
Perfect.
time to climb.
Let's see. So yesterday we did a Kahoot review. Today we've got a Nearpod review. Just a few questions. So if you can't log into it, you can just follow along on the screen here. If you're still busy working, no problem. I'll just give us about 30 seconds here to see if anybody can pop in and play along. I see a penguin. I see, I don't know, is that a squid? Oh,
This
look
is
at-
awesome.
How
I was
cute.
in, but I got out so I could watch.
Oh.
How
Nice.
fun.
Look how cute our characters are.
They are adorable.
Ready to go. Oh, a panda. Come on.
Ooh.
Look at the fish face over here. They're like, what is a panda doing underwater? What is happening right now?
William, did it let you put in your name? And then you should just be able to, I think, click join. You can always just watch if you can't get in, okay, bud?
Oh, sorry, William.
Maybe just try again. Maybe see. It says oh.
Oh. So for right now, you can just follow along with all of us. And maybe if it's something that you can install later, if mom and dad help you out, I can send a link again that you can try later. All right, let's see what we've got here. First question, the warmth of the blank causes water to evaporate. What's our answer there? The warmth of what? The air, the moon, or the sun causes water to evaporate.
You guys know this.
I love the sun. Oh yes, sun is great. Good work. Next one. When water changes from liquid to an invisible gas, it's called what? When it evaporates, what is that called? When it becomes a gas, it's now evaporating. Hint, hint, evaporating. It becomes water vapor. Awesome. Water vapor when it's
Great
a
job.
gas. Next up. Water that falls from the clouds to Earth's surface is called what? No clues on this one. You know this. You know this answer. When it falls from the clouds to the Earth's surface, like rain, snow, hail, sleet. Oh, those are forms of precipitation. I knew it. Guys nailed it. Next up, blank is the changing of a gas into a liquid. So when it's up in the clouds and then it falls back down as a liquid, what is that called? It's up in the clouds and then it falls down as liquid form. All right, good work. Whoops. True or false? The water cycle does not have a beginning or an end. True or false? There's no beginning or end. It just goes and goes and goes and goes in a circle or cycle. So there's no beginning point. There's no end point. Just going and going. That one should be true. You got it. Right, no beginning or end. It's just a continuous cycle going on and on. And our last one, the water cycle is the movement of water from Earth's surface to the blank and then back to the surface. So where does it go? It's on the surface and then it goes where? And then it comes back down to the surface. Oh, 3, 2, 1. It's up in the air, right? It goes from the surface to the air and back to the surface. Around and round it goes. Great job. Woohoo! Nice work, everybody. Good game. Way to go.
You guys are way smart. Way to go.
Very impressive. Before I say goodbye, I just want to wrap up here and let you know what you can grab for tomorrow. We're still going to need that plastic cup that we filled up and are marking our water levels, if you have one. If it got spilled, maybe do a new one today and see if it won't be spilled. I don't know. You could check out mine each day as well. We need that ice tray. Make sure that goes into the freezer today. And we'll take that out tomorrow. We're also going to need some paper. So it can be any kind of paper that you would draw on or paint on or something like that. I don't want to give away too much. Maybe if you want some plastic gloves so that you're not getting your fingers too dirty, they could be helpful. But you know what? I like to get messy sometimes. It makes it a little bit more fun. So it's up to you and mom and dad. So those are some of the items that we will need for tomorrow. And I think that's my time. Thanks for being here, everybody, and for participating. You did an excellent job. Thanks for letting me join you.
Much. We had such a great day, day 2, right, everybody? So don't forget, we're going to have our second part of the session in just a few minutes.